Welcome everybody to AveretsFavorites.com. We're so excited because we enjoy coffee. You enjoy coffee?
I love coffee.
You have coffee almost every single morning, right?
No, absolutely every single
morning. But there's a lot of folks out there enjoy Starbucks coffee, don't they?
They do.
And a lot of people don't realize there are 4 different type of Starbucks stores that you can get different type of coffees, aren't they?
That's correct.
And we're excited. We're going to explain to you what are the 4 different type of Starbucks stores that you can go to and visit. So we'll see you
on the other side.
On the other side. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
There are some great vloggers coming out of the US, and David and Katherine are no exception. Watch their daily adventures on their vlog channel for fun, humor, and inspiration. Check out segments like Averett's Favorites Tips, product reviews, vlogs on their travel adventures, and sometimes just some chit-chat for fun, offering special promotions, affiliated discount codes, and free giveaways. Follow them at averetsfavorites.com or watch them on youtube.com/averetsfavorites. Now, your hosts, David and Katherine.
Welcome back. We're here. So explain to everybody's listening and watching us right now about the 4 different types of Starbucks, and are there a difference in each of the drinks and how each of the employees are trained in the Starbucks. So you have the Starbucks that are in Target, Safeway, and those are, what kind of level of Starbucks are they?
They're the lowest level of Starbucks. They have the least amount of options and limited menu.
Okay, and those are just quick and. So do they advertise all the Starbucks flavors in those stores?
They don't. And in fact, the Starbucks in Target isn't technically a Starbucks. The employees are Target employees, not Starbucks employees.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that's one. So what's another Starbucks?
Just the regular Starbucks, like the one I went to today. They have the normal amount of training, the regular menu, what you would expect to see. They are able to do a whole bunch of different variations. Can we back up to the Target one and
sure,
Safeway one? Remember one time we went to a Starbucks and Safeway and they just had a brand new drink come out. I think it was the caramel cloud macchiato. And we asked for something special or a different or a substitution, and they told us that they couldn't do it. All they could do was follow the recipe.
And that's it. And that's from
They're very limited.
Very limited
when
Starbucks.
There's a Starbucks inside a store, they're limited like that.
And you do notice a difference between, I want to say retail store Starbucks versus the actual Starbucks stores then, right?
Yes.
Huge difference on that. So what's the actual Starbucks stores that normally people go to?
Right, that's where people normally go.
Okay.
And they have a huge menu, and of course you can have all of the options, calf, decaf, all the different types of milks, flavors, blah, 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 blah.
All right. And those are reasonable prices, right?
Yes, and the retail store, their prices are going to be the same. And if you get one item, like at both places, you're probably going to think it tastes better at the regular Starbucks because the baristas are trained better.
And then what's the next level above the Starbucks stores?
The next level, which there's only about 40 of these stores, it's called Starbucks Reserve.
Okay, so how can you tell the difference between a Starbucks and a Starbucks Reserve?
How can you tell the difference?
The difference when you walk into a Starbucks store.
Oh, so they have a different symbol. I have our Starbucks Reserve mug. One of them, well, this one's from the higher level, but it has a special R and the stars on the side. So that's going to be on the outside of the store. And if you walk into a Starbucks Reserve, there is a counter that's just for making all the reserve drinks, because they serve the full menu plus all the additional things. So
what's the difference between the regular menu and the Starbucks Reserve? How do they brew it?
Okay, so there's several differences, and I know you just said how you brew it. So
Okay.
first thing you're going to notice is there's a $1 difference.
Okay, there's a dollar
It
difference.
does cost more, like $2 more per drink. And you might think, wow, Starbucks is already expensive, but we promise you, we are coffee lovers. It is worth it, extra price. So what makes the Reserve special, or what makes the Reserve, is first how they roast the beans. They do them in small batches. So if you go and you buy Starbucks coffee, like the regular Starbucks coffee from the grocery store, it's made in a large batch of beans. These are made in small hand roasted batches. So they're very small batches. The beans are grown in a specific place to make their blends. And then, so that's all about the beans. So they're grown in a special place. They're roasted in small batches, which helps the flavor. Next, they grind them in a different way. And then there are many different ways that they can brew it. So it's not just brewed in a normal espresso machine. There's several.
On a side note, you actually get a Starbucks Reserve card that goes with that, and it's called a passport card. So if you go to a Starbucks Reserve card, ask for the passport card, and it tells you exactly where the Starbucks beans came from.
It does.
And how it was made, how it was grinded, and where it came from. And your goal is to collect much of Starbucks Reserve passport cards.
Right. I think they come out with new blends or new beans every quarter. Now, due to COVID, the last time we went to Starbucks Reserve was February 8th, 2020. We tried to go on Monday. What happened?
They shut down our Starbucks Reserve in Sacramento.
It's now just a regular Starbucks.
So we have to make a trip to San Francisco because they have 2 Starbucks Reserves in San Francisco.
Yes. He knew right away, but when we walked in, he said, what happened? Because the whole counter where they brew the Starbucks Reserve was empty.
So there's different type of brew methods they use, right?
Methods.
And explain to them all the 4 different types.
Well, I can't do that off the top of my head.
Oh, okay.
But I do know, and then they also make for a latte at a regular Starbucks, they just steam milk. For the Starbucks Reserve, one of the first drinks we tried, they infused flavor into the steamed milk. So it has different layers of flavor in it, and they just taste so much better.
Now, what's that one with the glass that I bought? What kind of infusion was that? Remember?
I don't remember what it's called, but I know that there's like this bulb of coffee here, and it goes through this siphon. It's called a siphon.
Siphon, that's what it was, siphon. And there's a lot of different ways you could brew your coffee. And what's neat about it is that you sit at the counter, at some of the Starbucks Reserve, you sit at the counter, and you can actually talk to the person who makes it. Now, to be one of the Starbucks Reserve coffee,
the barista,
what's the training like?
It's a whole year.
It's a whole year to be a Starbucks Reserve barista, right?
Yes.
So it is totally worth of going. If you're going on a trip somewhere, look up Starbucks Reserve and kind of go out of the way a little bit and hit one of those. It's just worth going and spending the extra $1.
It is. Don't be a penny pincher. It's worth it.
And then the next one is what?
So there are several Starbucks that we know of, right? We have like 5 in town, not the store ones. Then the next level up is the Starbucks Reserve, which there's only about 40. And then there's Starbucks Reserve Roastery. Now there's only a few of those.
Very few.
Chicago
New
York,
just opened.
New York, Seattle,
okay,
Tokyo, Shanghai, Milan. That's all. 6.
And
there's 6 in the world.
And we went to China, which was one of the largest Starbucks.
It is the largest.
The largest. And we spent the time in China, and the place is just incredible. You actually seen them making the beans itself.
Right, because it's called a roastery. So they roast all of the beans in-house. And there we did notice the prices are more expensive. I know we had to do the conversion from U.S. money to Chinese money, but the drinks were amazing. And at that one, so downstairs they have all the beans. Upstairs they had all the tea leaves, remember? So there's so many teas that they make there by hand.
And again, there is a difference between the Starbucks Reserve and the Roastery Reserve, right?
Yes.
That huge difference. If you're a coffee drinker, you will tell the difference. Now, is there a different drinks on each of the section?
Yes, there are. There's a different drink for the reserves and for the roasteries and the reserves, and each one has their local menu as well.
Oh, wow.
So they have a standardized menu that every reserve has, and then, for example, because we went to the Sacramento one, they had just a Sacramento drink menu that the baristas there made up.
And there's one specific for China, is there?
Yes, there was.
So that's why it's so important you visit when you travel, you want to really hit those locations. If you're in Sacramento, take the time. Yes, there is
Not
going
Sacramento.
Not Sacramento. That's our baby. In Seattle, take the time. Go to Seattle. Now there's a line.
Yes.
In China, we got there just in time. And maybe I could throw some pictures at the end of the video of the China. Be kind of nice, huh? Throwback.
Yeah, we have a video about it we made when we were there.
We did. We made a huge video. So all the Starbucks that you've been at, which one is your favorite?
Well, of course, I have to say Shanghai.
Shanghai is
Of
your
course.
favorite? So we just want to let you guys know, just a quick video about different types of Starbucks. A lot of people don't realize there actually is a different type of Starbucks.
And something you can do, if you go to a reserve, you can buy the beans and brew it at home.
Yeah, that's right. And you can,
Because they taste different. They really do taste so much better. And they come in a black bag, and they have the R and the stars on it.
and that's what you're looking for, the R with the star on it.
Yes.
So if you're in San Francisco, there's Starbucks Reserve. There's a total of 2 of them. Mm-hmm. There's Starbucks Reserve in Chicago, right?
There's a few others in California. There's one in LA, Palo Alto, or no, Redwood City. I think there's another one in an LA area.
And again, we're not for sure where
There's 40.
Starbucks Reserve are being shut down due to COVID. We found that out when we went to Sacramento, that there used to be a Starbucks Reserve. Now it's
Just Starbucks.
just Starbucks. So we were disappointed because we drove an hour and a half. That's how
Paid
Good.
$14 for parking.
$14 for parking just to taste Starbucks Reserve. That's the difference. It's incredible
Yes.
drink.
And then this guy, we walk in, he noticed that the bar there is empty. There's none of the reserve machines. And he says, "What happened?"
Mm-hmm.
And then the girl asks what we can get. And he says, "Are you not a reserve anymore?" "No, or do you have reserve drinks?" And she said, "No, we stopped doing that." And he said, "Okay, we're going to leave."
Yeah.
We didn't even get anything.
No, because we just want the Starbucks Reserve. We have our own Starbucks here where we live in here, Chico, California, and we can just get the same type of drink all the time. But also grab the passport. Ask them for I think you have to pay for the book, right?
You buy the book, but when you buy a drink, they just give you the card.
Yes, but you have to buy the book.
Yes, you do.
Now, and you can get those at Starbucks Reserve, and usually they have up on the front counter.
Right, and then something about that, it tells you, it asks you about how you had it blended.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's right.
How it tasted, and etc. So we have one.
We do have
That's in
one.
my purse, believe it or not.
And we do have one because we enjoy going to Starbucks Reserves.
But now we have to drive a little farther to get to one.
I know. That's
a little.
a bummer. So that's Averett's favorites.
It is a favorite.
Here's Averett's favorite. So we have 4 types of Starbucks that you can get. One you can get at Target retail. The other one is your regular Starbucks that everybody goes to. Then there's Starbucks Reserve with the R on it. Then there's, what's the next one?
Reserve Roastery.
Reserve Roastery.
Roastery. Yes,
Good.
they
I said
roast
it.
the
I
beans.
said it. Yay! So we just want to do a short video, 12 minutes video explaining the Starbucks Reserve. If you have any questions or anything like that, comment below. We've been through a lot of Starbucks Reserve, and maybe you've been Starbucks Reserve, and you tell us what was your favorite drink that you enjoy the most, and the number. There's a number on each of the beans, right?
Yes. Good job.
I know each of the number of the beans. So you tell us, hey, I tried this number, I tried this number, I tried that number, and put a comments below. Always subscribe, like, comments. We're just a simple vlog, folks. Enjoy doing vlogs. All right. So that's it. If you're a coffee lover, get involved. Go to the website and type Starbucks Reserve, and you'll see all the locations and all that stuff. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.